Hey, what's up, everyone? And welcome to the Sauna. We got a special edition for you today. We have Texas from THC in the house with us. We have also, our host, fellow host, Night Raid, and of course, Secret right up here. And so let's get started. And just before before we do get started, let's give a huge shout out to our sponsor, Epic Esports Live. Secret, how about you talk about Epic Esports Live?
Daddy.
Yeah, so the team is working pretty hard behind the scenes. Like I said, getting a lot of things going. Little ones, I love it. So like I said, so it's a video highlight stream basically, and the whole point about it is to give as much love as possible to small to medium level streamers that are genuinely putting the work. That's basically the concept behind it. It's a pretty decent sized company that's backing it, that is trying to basically give love to people that are doing everything right, but just haven't seen the numbers blow up yet. So it's gonna be basically, our streams are gonna be focused on commentating on people's amazing gameplay while hyping up what they do. So it's gonna be a really amazing combination. Our first stream is scheduled right now on July 19th. There's a chance it might get moved, but right now it's July 19th, and hopefully we see you guys there.
Awesome, man. Thank you very much for that. So again, guys, welcome to another edition of the Sauna. I am one of your hosts, Night Raid. With me, we have The Secret, Woody, and again, our special guest is Texas of THC. Welcome, guys. Welcome. Happy 4th of July to the Americans here, and then
Happy Canada Day on July 1st. The more important day, to be honest. Hey, listen. The Americans have never beat Canada in a war. To this day.
Have we ever been in a war?
1816. We crossed the borders and burnt the shit out of the White House. We burnt it down to a crisp. Check it out. Check your history. If you don't know it, now you know.
1816. That's
buddy. Listen, every Canadian knows, like, hey, when was the last war against Canada-U.S. and who won it? Oh, 1816, bro. It's Canada. Burnt the place down. 100%.
Dude, they probably weren't even taking you guys serious. Like, they probably didn't even get out of beds. They're just like, no, this is not even worth it. They're still drunk again. They'll go back up north. Just leave them alone.
So we got a lot of great topics to talk about today. This is the sauna. We definitely try to get into some sweaty topics, but that will come later on in the show as we progress. So let's talk about our first topic. It's going to be the recap of the Battle Gym Part 8. I think a big surprise for everybody was seeing Terminus reach the grand finals. We had Resin here with us about 3 weeks ago, I think, and he said, hey, we just kind of got back together. This is a brand new Terminus team, and we don't think we're right at that level to reach grand finals yet, but eventually we will start making some noise, and boy did they. So let's start with Texas, right? So what was a big surprise for you for the Battle Gym Part 8? Like, what was something that kind of stood out to you, aside from, let's say, talking about Terminus?
I would say definitely the bans in the second round kind of made a difference big time for anybody that wasn't practicing and familiar with that format. I think it was something that we kind of showed our weakness on, that we weren't as prepared as we probably should have been going in expectation for that ban. But that's something we intend to work on coming this next week.
Awesome. How about you, Secret?
Yeah, I mean, bans definitely made a big impact, I feel like, in everyone's game plan, including ours. I think we tried to... No, that's not true. We didn't prepare at all. Bans were a big moment. I think the biggest thing was Terminus for me. That was kind of the biggest surprise, though, honestly, how good they did. I thought it was going to take more time. I never doubted their skill. I just thought it was going to take more time.
Woody?
So, the biggest surprise for me was Phenom's getting knocked down in the semis. That was a huge surprise, all considering. Not too sure exactly what happened there, other than, oh man, why do I keep forgetting his name?
Hasco.
Hasco was a probably the biggest thorn in Phenom's side. For whatever reason, he was able to get that sentry place every single time, and it was just a dominant force. And for whatever reason, you guys couldn't take care of it. But I think that was the biggest surprise, that they got into the finals. They lost in the finals, and that's fine. But I thought that was a massive surprise for them to beat Phenoms, considering how dominant Phenoms has been, and did quite well, to be honest, in the finals. Not overly surprised. But then, like, there's the flip of that, and then you see Terminus go, well, a couple of us are going to leave now and go here and go there, which I know we're going to be a topic of conversation later. Like, who the hell, like, comes second and be like, yep, let's go. But anyway, we'll talk about that later.
Yes, we'll definitely get into that later. So I think the biggest surprise for me was actually Bit Iliad. They went through the first round, and I believe they played CBD. Right?
I have all the scores and kind of things right here.
I believe it was
CBD. Yeah, they won 3-0 in the first game and 2-0 in the second, sweeping that series.
Right, I think that was a big surprise for me. That was more of a newly formed team, and for them to come in and win the first round and make it to the second round, that was a big surprise. As well as Apex actually making it to the second round for the first time and since Battle Gym Part 1, I believe, if I'm not mistaken. So, I mean, there were some upsets, I think, definitely happening. I know I wasn't quite thrilled with the Phenoms' performance personally myself, where I felt like we could have definitely played better. But we had some issues on our end to where we need to try to get done, or we need to try to work around. But I think we definitely having Draco back, and then adding another player to our roster to make sure in case another internet connection issue or internet issue arises for us again, we will definitely have another player to plug and play. So
question about that then, was, because I know prior to it starting, Pilot had some internet issues. Was that still happening during your semis, or?
Yes, so Pilot, so the whole thing with Pilot was he messaged me Sunday morning and said, hey, storm came through, a tree fell down, took out the power line.
Oh,
so
shit.
He had no internet. And again, Pilot is a PC player, so he needs internet to play. So then we started working with him playing mobile, and he hasn't played mobile since he first started playing, up to like 2K Valor in the last season.
Yeah, that's right.
So yeah, getting him adjusted and everything was a big issue for us. And I think because of that, everybody felt like they had to do a little bit more to pick up his pace. And I think that was our downfall personally. But then he went from mobile to trying to do the trying to tether from his phone to his PC, and then he was playing at like 200 to 250 ping. So that wasn't really good either. But hey, you know, it is what it is, and I mean, again, it's an issue that we can correct by just adding more people to our roster. So yeah, but that's the whole thing with Phenoms on Sunday.
Cool. Well, not cool, but
so,
you know, it completely sucks. But
so Firetail, So Firetail won their first TBG. Was that a big surprise for anybody?
I think with Hammers out of the way, and Phenoms out of the way, I think that was probably a clear win for Blevy. They have Phenoms and hammers are really the ones that you have to get through in order to win this tournament. And previous to that would have been Skyros. And so, I think that was a huge boost for them. I think that's a huge confidence boost. Say, hey, listen, we can be the top, and we can clearly get there. We just need to rise above Phenoms and rise above hammers. But I'm not overly surprised that they took it, to be honest. So they've definitely put the time in.
How about you, Texas? What did you think about Levy winning the tournament?
I agree with Woody. I mean, you take out Apex, you take out Hammers out of the equation, and it's a pretty clear path, especially as strong as they've been lately. We play them a lot in pub, and there's definitely a feeling of we're going to have our hands full every time you see them pop up. So I don't particularly look forward to having a matchup of those guys in a tournament, but that's the only way you get better in this game is to continue to push yourself by playing people that are better. And we look forward to the challenge.
Yeah, that's awesome. Secret.
I mean, I don't think we've ever been shy about how we feel about FireTel. I'm happy for them. Like I said, it was gonna happen. I mean, I think hard work always gets rewarded, and they've been putting in the work, so they deserve that win. So it was cool. It was cool to see. Yeah, it was cool. I'm excited to get I would say what the whole competition back though. Like I feel like Hammer's not being there. Last week it just kind of, I think someone even typed it, like it feels like it's not like an official win until you have to go through, let's say, the whole depth of what ARMAJET competition looks like. So but it's gonna be nice having it back. I'm happy for FireTel. They did a good job.
So I remember last week on the podcast, right, when we were doing the bracket prediction, you and I made a bet, right, about the Phenoms Icon matchup. And of course, yes, we know what the results were. But so I know watching your match in the first round or going back on it, you guys look phenomenal coming out. Like you guys look really good,
phenomenal.
Really, but what happened in the second round against, let's say, playing against the Phenoms? Like I just want to dig a little bit into it because again, it looked night and day to me.
So we kind of had a talk as far as we actually as a team kind of discussed it. We've been discussing it throughout the week, but yesterday we had, I think, a really good heart-to-heart. Everyone was there, and it was everyone was there as far as like the main roster we have, and it's been so it's kind of funny because Icons have been putting in a lot of time for a while behind the scenes, and it was basically like I think every level of growth almost comes in like levels. And I felt like we went from, let's say, being a bad team, or not a bad team, just like a team that didn't really garner any respect, to now being, let's say, just a good team. But there's a difference between like just good teams, right? I think there's like a cluster of those to teams that are like, let's say, elite teams. Those are like the top tier teams. Those are the teams that can definitely win the whole thing. And I think we just kind of took our foot off the gas once we kind of got into that good team bracket. Once we started getting a little bit of respect, we took our foot off the gas, and that's what we kind of talked about. And what's kind of funny is what we talked about is our skills have gotten a lot better as a team, but we've almost kind of slowly deteriorated as a team, if that makes sense. Like skill wise, each one of our players right now is leaps and bounds way better than where we were even a month ago. Like it's crazy how much time these guys have been putting in. But because that, this last going into the tournament, we didn't really practice the way Icons used to, what we used to stand about, what we used to put in. And I think when you place, no disrespect to the other teams, but teams that aren't as well organized, let's say, or have a clear, let's say, they have a clear outline of who they are, you can get away with stuff like that. But once you start facing, let's say, elite teams, right? And I consider Phenoms to be one of the elite teams. Like your flaws will get shown, and I think that's exactly what happened.
Okay. Texas, you guys played Blevy in the second round, right? Again, I know you said you guys weren't quite ready for the whole ban sequence part. Was that the only thing that kind of set you guys apart in the matchup, or was there a couple other things that you guys feel like you guys could need to work on?
I don't know if the volume dropped horribly.
We can hear you. It's a little part.
Hold on. Let me.
All right, not problem. Yeah. So while you get adjusted, Woody. You casted every match in the second round. I'm not sure how much of the Fire Tail Inferno and Apex matchup you remember, but from what you can recall, right? Like, what do you think that Apex needs to really work on to take it to that next level? Because again, they made it to the second round for the first time since TBG Part 1, and that was Part 8. So in 7 TBGs, it took them to get to the second round. What is now the next step that they need to do to make it to the semis? Oh, not the icon, Apexer. Okay. Oh my goodness. Okay. Hey Woody, they're saying they can't hear you.
Sorry, guys, I did have my mic muted because I was typing, mashing my hands on the keyboard, so I do apologize. So what I was saying before was icons is what they do is that they put a lot of effort and work in. They're constantly, in game working on strats and everything. And what I was saying was is that Apex, I don't see that a lot out of them. Some of the guys that are in there are actually playing other games right now, and so not 100% dedicated to the esport itself. And, I'm just looking right now at Apex XOZ was first round, and they squeaked out of that first round. They won games 2 and 3, and the third game they won 5-4. And if I remember correctly, it was close to having to go in overtime. So it was a nail biter. So they barely scratched the surface, and they didn't have Noxus. If Noxus was there, it's quite possible that Apex was not moving on. So not having Noxus and XOZ probably allowed them to get past XOZ and into the second round, to be honest. So if Apex wants to, get into second rounds more and more often and actually get into the Invitational, and this is their last chance with Battle Gym 9, they have to get into the second round, if not into the semis. I have to look at the points, but I'm pretty sure that's what would have to happen. So
they're 1 point behind HTAC right now, 2.1 points behind XOZ, and I believe like 4 points behind Inferno. But I'll tell you what, though, that XOZ Apex match was probably, that series right there was probably the best series of the whole tournament, I think.
Oh, absolutely. But I don't think it would have been the best series had Noxus been there. Noxus would have shined like he normally does as an individual in the team. He's their guy. In Casey did a phenomenal job as well. He had a great showing, but
he definitely did.
Yeah, he really pulled up his socks in that in those games and really gave XOZ a chance to win it. But had I think Noxus been there, Apex wasn't moving. Apex wasn't moving on, to be honest. you know,
there's
I hate to shit on my boys, but that's
No, I
kind
think
of the
that's
reality of the situation.
Unfortunately, I have to totally agree with that.
So
Tex, are you see there now?
You tell me.
well, you
Yeah,
have
we
your
can
headphones
kinda
on, but
hear
you
you.
sound distant. You sound very distant.
Really way off?
You're better now. It's a little bit better.
All right. Well, I apologize.
Oh, this is good. So the question was, so I know you talked about how the ban phase in the second round kind of deterred you guys a little bit. Do you think there was anything else besides that, or you think if there was no bans, you guys could have gone toe to toe with Levy? I think we lost him.
He's talking on overdrive right now.
No problem.
And I'll put it on my.
It's all good. So what other matchup did you guys enjoy watching personally?
Hang on a second. There we go. Oh, we get the names and things all wrong, but whatever.
Yeah, just leave it. He'll be back.
Yep.
So what else did you guys enjoy about the part 8 as far as matchups? Like, what was another good matchup that you guys enjoyed watching?
Ooh, that's a good question. I mean, it's so it's gonna sound messed up, but the Phenoms versus
Phenom's Terminus was a fantastic match.
yeah, because it had a lot of surprises. That's why I was like, man, this is gonna be pretty close.
Yeah, no, I thoroughly enjoyed that one. The funny thing is that I'd almost feel like I jinxed Phenoms, because I was saying, you know, like the clear choice here is going to be Phenoms, but I kind of want to see Terminus win here because I do like an underdog. They are a very, very strong team, and it would have been really cool to see what happens to the whole dynamic if Phenoms got knocked out. And it was really, really cool to see that that was the case, and to see how everything else played out without Phenoms being there, and of course without Hammers being there too. That obviously played a huge factor as well. So
all right, so let me just put some thoughts into your head, right? Because
I don't like thoughts in my head, sir. Stay out of it.
So for Battle Gym Part 9, right? You gotta think about this, right? So so you have to think, right? Phenoms got knocked out, and they placed third, right? Hammers didn't get a chance to play. So they have to play in the first round. Hammers has to play in the first round. There's a good chance that Phenoms has to play in the first round. Is that going to change up a lot of the pecking order of how the seeding will go, I guess, or how the tournament will play out? Because there's a good chance, right? There's a good chance that Phenoms and Hammers might get matched up in the first round.
So I'm, without looking at the rules, and I don't know what the rules are currently for. And let me fix Texas is back, so let me fix that before we get.
Yep. Sorry.
That's all good, dude. So without knowing what the rules are, I'm going to assume that there is no random draw. If you're first, you're first. You're eighth, and that's it. And your first plays 8, second plays 7, so on and so forth. So
right. So it's going to be a random draw, but there's a chance that they'll get matched.
It's not a random draw.
Right.
There is no random draw. If you have the points, you have the points. There's no random draw for it. So
no. So when you're doing the brackets, right, for the Battle Gym Part 9, right?
Oh, okay, Part 9.
Besides the teams that will get the bye, right, which is generally the first, second, and then sometimes the third and fourth, right? Or sometimes it's the third, right?
Yeah,
if it's
depends.
only the first team or the second team, right? Everybody else goes into the pool and then gets matched up. correct?
Yeah, sorry. I think it was. I was thinking of Invitational already. That you guys would fight potentially fight off in the Invitational right off the bat. I'm like, no, that's not how it's supposed to work. No, yeah, you're right. In Battle Gym 9, that's quite possible because they didn't play the previous tournament, and therefore they're not going to be seeded in the top 3, 4, whatever they could have landed in. So it's quite possible you're going to have Phenoms face off Phenoms in the second round.
Yeah, that'd be pretty crazy.
Or Blevy in the second round, or anyone else.
All right. So I think because I know the last few tournaments it's been Hammers on one side and Phenoms on the other, to where the only time they'll match up is in the finals, right?
Correct.
So
Correct.
this can change how some of the team seedings will go. For like it can change. It can kind of help shape the 6th, 7th, 8th seed.
Absolutely.
Because now Hammers will have a potential to play, let's say Apex or THC or somebody else in the first round. And I mean, much as and don't get me wrong, anything can happen in a game. But at the same time, I mean, Hammers have that track record just to be one of the most dominant powerhouse teams right now, as well as, let's say, Phenom. So, like, a team that needs the points, to where generally they won't, they'll play a team more to their, let's say, competition level. They would play in the first round to have a better chance of advancing to the second round. Now you got Phenoms and Hammers potentially in the first round pool, to where that's I think it's going to be a huge impact on the seeding.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
So just checking. Can you hear? Can you got me back now?
Yes, we do got you, sir. All right, so back to your question, right? So one more time. So I know. So THC played Blevy in the second round. I know we discussed about how the bans kind of affected you guys a lot, or to a good point. Do you think if there was no bans in the second round and you played Blevy, do you think you guys could have taken that series?
I think we would have made it a lot more interesting series than we did. We were definitely out of our comfort zone, using things that we weren't necessarily familiar with. If we had to do it all over again, which, I feel that we get a chance every 2 weeks. So now we're going and we're practicing with things to get out of our comfort zone and to put ourselves in a situation where that won't be such an odd situation to be in come next tournament. But do I think it would have been a completely different tournament or a different outcome? Probably not. I have to give them credit that they are a hell of a team, and they had our number. But we're coming. We're going to put more work in, and we're eventually going to be there. And you're going to have to go through us.
Oh, I like that. I mean, I'll tell you this, and I say this, and I think everybody on the panel has said this every time we do the brackets, right? The bracket draw. You guys are one of the most active teams on the game. I mean, you guys are always on. There's some members of you guys on at all hours of the day, which again, that shows the dedication, the commitment level that you guys are putting in, and that you guys want, that you guys are hungry. And again, like Secret said, like I remember when Archer and Benji were on, I believe, right? I think it was Archer and Benji, and we were talking about, all right, now that Skyrose have broken up, right? Who was that fourth team? Who's that team that slid into the fourth? And I believe the whole panel said Icons definitely in the fourth seat, right? But then as soon as we said that, I think Icons, again, like Secret said, they got a little comfortable, and then they took their foot off the gas and kind of got complacent. And I could see a lot of that hunger that you guys have right now. That's the same hunger that Icons had before that whole conversation. And I think you guys are definitely on the right path to becoming one of the most competitive teams out there. I see that a lot with like Bit. Like if you're on from 10 o'clock in the morning Eastern time to like 6 o'clock in the PM, like Bit's always on now too. So I mean, those are two up and coming organizations I think that everybody has to watch out for, because they're coming, and I see them. I watch their games. I've done the community outreach programs with both organizations here, and I could see it. And I'm not saying I'm the best talent evaluator, but I can generally I'm a pretty good evaluation of talent, and I can see it when teams are starting to rise. And you like TAC, is one of those teams that everybody again has to watch out for.
Well,
I think-
your Sauna broadcast last week, and basically, long story short, none of us were picked to win, or you didn't pick either one of the CBD teams to win. One against Iliad, I think they put in a little bit of work, and I would say that one was more of a coin flip. Us against, I believe it was the other sweaty team that we played last.
So you played the Syndicates, which is a bit of a mashup team, but yeah.
Right. So the thing is, we're always looked at as underdogs, and people kind of overlook us a little bit. And I enjoy being in that position because we're in a win-win situation. If people don't think you're going to win, they're not going to practice as hard, or their notebook isn't that thick on your team because, again, we haven't got that notoriety yet. But I think with Joe Mama, Day, Davey, Rats, and eventually myself, will start to get a little bit more respect as we start to put the foot down on the gas and put a little bit more time in.
No, absolutely. I mean, I think Secret can attest to that. I mean, I remember when Secret first joined SSE, like this is the guy who couldn't make the 1-foot shot. Like, I mean, he'd stand right in front of the goal. He'd try to toss the ball, and like it would go wide. Like somehow it would just wouldn't make it. But I mean, look at him now. Like I think he made everybody's top 20 list. I think he made everybody's top 20 list when we had the top 20, right? But I mean, hard work definitely pays off. Like it does, and I mean, look at SSC as an organization. I remember when we played TFL season 2, we were that team. Like we went in there confident that we can hang with the best of them, and boy, we got shut down real quick, didn't we?
Yeah, I really see THC kind of like in that early stages of what Sweaty Synergy was with the original 4, which was myself, Night Raid, Juicy, and MD Charlatan, and we had all the hunger and all the drive, and we thought we were pretty good until we actually met up with some serious teams and was put in our place promptly, but that never stopped us. That caused more hunger, and the fact that you guys are showing that exact same kind of drive and hunger is huge and really exciting. So I'm excited to see what you and your organization pulls off in the very near future. You may not come out finish in the semis or anything like that, but wherever you finish in this season, I think that's not where you're going to end in season 2. Season 2, you're going to be a team that people are going to talk about, and especially if you keep that hunger and drive that you got going on right now, 100%.
Well, I agree. We have the talent, and that's the biggest part of the equation. Now it's just learning to work as a team, learning to communicate, learning how to embrace it as a team sport instead of monkey humping the ball towards the goal and hoping for the best. Yeah.
I love that term because every time I talk to you, you keep saying the same term, monkey hump, and it just cracks me up.
It must be a Texan slang term.
All right. So next topic, right? So again, I think this is a topic that everybody kind of wanted to talk about was Terminus, right? Again, surprise team making it to the finals. I mean, and even in the finals, they did well against Levy. But after the finals, what was it? A couple days later, Resident and Haskell both left Terminus to join Hammer. So this leaves kind of Terminus in a messed up predicament because now they lost 2 of their stars, right? And now I believe they have Bambi, Delish, and Natural Sky. And they're looking for their 4th player right now. So if anybody's watching and is looking for a team to play with, you should definitely reach out to Bambi. You can find them in the ARMAJET'S Discord or the Sweaty Synergy Discord. I would just add him and say, hey, I'm looking to play, and just try to work something out with them because I would definitely hate to see Terminus not being able to compete because they can't find another player to play. But yes, but getting back on topic, like what do you guys think about that whole ordeal, right? Like Resident Haskell leaving for Hammers.
Yeah, it's weird.
Yeah.
It's really weird. Because sorry.
No, go. No. Let's go ahead and you start, Secret.
What is Resin and I can't remember who else it was. What's
Ask it.
where are they at? Are they EU? Where are they at? Like
Yeah, they're
They're
EU
EU.
server.
okay, so don't they already have? Doesn't Hammers already have a decent amount of EU players? Like
So I
or
think Elsif is EU, Lucas is NA, Billy the Kid I believe is Lucas is SA, Billy the Kid I believe is NA, and then Inspiro is of course Australia.
okay. Yeah, I just after a while, man. I mean, that's a fat roster, but last time I checked, you can only put 4 people on the field at one time. You know, so it's kind of like I don't know, like as good as it is, and don't get me wrong, like that's a very strong core group, right? Like after a while, it's because if you can only get so many players on the field, to me, I honestly I kind of brushed it off like it wasn't anything just because of like let's say for example it's different if you have 2 players who are like let's say the guys on the group, right? And I just think Hammers as a whole is so strong. It's really difficult to let's say improve. I'm not saying that they didn't do that just because I have a lot of respect for the guys that switched over. Like those are freaking crazy good guys. But Hammers already had a really strong group, so it's for me. We'll see. There's no doubt about it. Hammers got stronger. There's just like no doubt about that. It's just how much stronger, if that makes sense.
No, absolutely. No, you know what? Before I get into it, what do you think about that, Woody?
So I'm looking at who they put on, right? So you're saying that they grabbed
Resin and
Haskell, but they've only rostered Resin. They've rostered for Battle Gym 9, Lucas, Billy, Inspiral, Elsif, Resin, and Baconism. So, they're not even playing Haskell at all in this. And I'm actually quite surprised because I felt Haskell was the thorn in Phenom's side in that tournament. And, I like Baconism. He's a fellow Canadian. But I think Haskell probably has a better chance of being successful than Baconism does. And I'm quite surprised that they're not. And maybe it's due to conflicts in Haskell's schedule or something, but a little surprised by that. Overly, though, I'm quite surprised, again, like I mentioned earlier, hey, we got second place, and we beat Phenoms. Awesome.
Yeah,
Hey, let's disband the team. What?
Yeah,
like, you
just left me puzzled.
Like, you literally just went, you had your team, you joined Skyrose, whatever the drama that happened in Skyrose, you guys split, said, hey, actually, let's rebuild Terminus, we rebuild Terminus, and hey, let's just shut it down. All within freaking 30 days almost. Well, not except for not the coming together with Skyrose, that was a little while ago, but still. All this whole thing is like within the last 30 days, and that's wild. The amount of movement that has happened in the ARMAJET community, competitive community, is unreal. I know SSE picked up a few guys. I know Fiery Tails picked up a few. Now Hammers, I know we've talked about this. Like Hammers picked up nobody out of this. Now they did. So right. A little late to the game, but they did. So interesting.
You know what was very surprising for me personally was, I mean, I know Skyrose and Hammers don't generally get along or shit. Like they don't. Like that's that's like the two legendary Pokemons battling it out, right? Like fucking they're always going at it in the finals usually, right? That was the scene back in the days was Hammer Skyrose, and then I know personally or from conversations I've had with Skyrose members, I know like Hammers and Skyrose players generally don't get along, and it was very odd to see a former Skyrose player go to Hammers.
Big time.
Like that was probably the most shocking thing for me. Like it was not the move itself, but like a former Skyrose player going to Hammers was just a big thing to where now the question goes like, has the competitive scene really changed that much to where now like people are willing to put egos or whatever aside to try to go get that W? Well, I mean, what do you think, Texas?
Um, it's hard for me to say because we're the new kid on the block. We haven't been definitely part of the scene in Armajet. We just started in February, or at least I did. Started the clan with the first 200 gold I got, just so I have some people to play with. And it kind of snowballed from there. And I think it was our lax attitude and the chill atmosphere kind of made people comfort level was there. And then, once we started becoming competitive and we have this little group within the clan that's, to what he's saying, has that hunger to take it to the next level, but yet we're not applying pressure towards the rest of the clan that you have to do anything. There's nothing mandatory. We're just here for fun. We're here to be social, to get through, the anarchy that we find ourselves in nowadays. But to answer your question, I'm really surprised at again, how they really seem to be a hell of a team. I don't know why you would get started, build some momentum, and then just break up that fast. And I've seen a lot of in and outs and different drama, but that's kind of part of our club. We stay away from the drama. We don't get involved. We're here for fun. We're here to compete. And and I feel like that's why a lot of players are coming to THC is because that drama-free, chill atmosphere that maybe they're not used to.
Well,
That drama-free THC attitude.
Oh, you can't have that drama-free THC attitude when you have Casey in your Discord.
Well, actually, Casey is,
I'm just kidding.
Casey, Knox is, Delic, we had our times where, we probably didn't see eye to eye. I banned all three of them for a period of time.
I remember.
They're unbanned. We had a talk. I DM'd a lot with all of them, and Delic, I think, probably was the victim in all of that. Because I think he was more trying to keep people situated and probably wasn't as involved, as Knox's and Casey. Again, is typically being the driving force and a little bit of the toxicity. But again, going back and watching your Sauna cast last week, you spent quite a bit of time on Knox's, and the branding thing that you said was probably the funniest thing that I got. It's kind of, it's true. If you came and you made a sriracha brand douche, it's the intent of the product is disturbed by the commonality of, we all know the sriracha is hot sauce. So, there's a little bit of, you're taking back at that product and looking at the label and going, yeah, I'm probably not going to use that because I think it's going to be hot.
Right.
So,
A sriracha douche. Sauce, that's hilarious.
You either want your hot sauce or you want your douche. You don't want to mix the two. So, you want a hot player or do you want a toxic douche? You got to take your pick. And I talked to Casey about that same thing. Do you want to be a player that people play with you because they enjoy playing with you and they enjoy your skill level and feel that you have something to offer? Or do you just want to be somebody that they put up with for valor? Put up with because, he might get us a win. And Casey has come around. I think Casey, I laugh and I told him today, it's like, you're going to accidentally become a good person. You better watch it.
Dude, the amount of hours that Night Raid and I have put into that kid is unbelievable. And, I was a bit sad for him to go. And as soon as he did, that's when, like, all hell broke loose for him. It's like, when you become an adult and you just decide to go on this bender because now you think you're an adult and you think you know everything. Like it was almost kind of like one of those moments for Casey after he left Sweaty Synergy, and it was kind of interesting to watch because we're all adults here and you're just kind of like, yeah, I've done that when I was 16 thinking I knew the world, and it's quite interesting to see. And I totally agree with you. me being a caster for the sport, a face for Sweaty Synergy, I played with Casey and a couple of the other guys. This was a while back, and they were just being unreal toxic in game against people we had no clue, like probably new players or whoever. And I left. And Casey's like, "Why'd you leave?" I said, "Because I cannot be associated with the shit that you guys are doing. Because that, one, that's bad for the sport. Two, it's bad for Sweater Synergy's image. I can't be associated with that, and that goes along with branding. 100% it goes with branding. So if you're gonna sit there and be complete toxic, like Noxus is, and Casey has been, you're gonna carry that. That people are gonna say this is the way you are, regardless of what you are in IRL. They're gonna assume that what you are in game is identical to who you are IRL, and you're just a shitbag.
Well, I mean, I think Casey has a little bit of an excuse because at that age, you know, you're all id. You know, you don't have life lessons that have kind of taught you.
Oh, and I think Noxus is in the same.
Loss.
And I agree. I think Noxus is in that same deal. I don't think he's got his lights punched out yet, and I think that's something that he might need in life just to, you know, keep him in check.
You never know. I mean, that's, you know, it also goes back to, you know, why do we play this game? Why do we do here? You know, it's to get away from the real life, get away from, you know, all of the things we have to put up with every day, and have some fun and relax and chill. So the last thing you want is somebody making that, taking my happy place and making it something less than that. And
Oh,
that's
absolutely.
what ARMAJET is. That's what my Discord is. You know, it started out with me as, you know, just a fun place in a game, and I started the Discord, never even opened the app in my life. Started it up as part of the clan just to try and, because I realized that's part of playing this game is you got to communicate. And, you know, I told my clan members, like, I enjoy our clan and our membership more than the game at this point. The community that we've made and the friends that we made, you know, along the way is now what keeps me coming back and playing the game. And I think that's a big part of, you know, why the THC culture and community is also taking off.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah, I completely agree, Texas. And I think we had a whole section about like online bullying. We had that whole conversation about that. Is that, you know, people do come to ARMAJET for that escape. You know, a slight escape from reality, to be in a place, especially like, you know, with what's going on in the world. There's so much indifference, so much to, like, you're either left or you're right, or you're up or you're down, or and then, you know, you come to ARMAJET to kind of escape all that, and then you're getting shit on by some random dude on the internet, and you're never getting a break from it. And it's probably one of the reasons why you see such a high suicide rate of kids nowadays, because they're constantly getting picked on and things like that, and it's absolutely terrible. I'm 100% afraid for my kids of having to go through that shit.
I got an 8-year-old little girl in there. We homeschool her, and I mean, we sent her to regular school for the first year when she was in kindergarten. She kind of got Matilda, put her in the back of the class, and, you know, write to your letters to your mom and daddy, because she knew all of the subject matter. So it was a waste of time for the teacher to pay any attention to her rather than focus on the children that needed it. So, you know, but I do realize, you know, her time in that school is she learned habits. She learned things that, you know, we don't appreciate. And to your point, it's coming from these children that either their home life is crap, and they bully other kids, or they're doing things that are done unto them. So yeah, if you're bullied to somebody else, you're being bullied at home. You're being bullied at some point in your life that now you feel either that is acceptable, or you feel that the only way that I could vent off is to do it to somebody else, and now I'm as good or better, or I've equaled the playing field, and now you're in that position of power by abusing somebody else.
Yeah.
Yeah, the internet has turned into a scary place that allows people, and anybody, any idiot has a voice now, unfortunately, and a platform. to get on Twitter or to get on social media and just let it all out. But unfortunately, you have to be an extremist nowadays. You can't just be in the middle and just be chill.
Right? Yeah, absolutely, dude. Absolutely, I totally agree with you, man. We can go into a whole philosophical discussion about it, but I don't.
We'll stay at it.
Yeah.
We'll stay.
Yeah,
at it.
we'll keep our nose clean about it.
Back to topic, right? So back to the topic. We're talking about Terminus, Resident Haskell leaving. Another big question in my mind is who initiated the conversation about them joining Hammers. Like I've heard rumors and murmurs about it, and I'm not gonna go into what I've heard, but I would really like to know how that whole transaction went down. Like, I mean, somebody had to initiate the conversation, right? I wonder if it was Resident reaching out, if it was somebody from Hammers reaching out, or if it, just was a discussion they had while playing in a pickup game. I mean, I wonder how that whole transaction happened.
So you see this in professional sports all the time, and right around and that's why there is a trade cutoff, right? And usually people who are kind of like free agents kind of wait around who are going to be free agents wait around the trade time so that they can possibly get picked up by better teams. Better teams are looking for people to kind of throw in there to assist them. I'm thinking of like the NHL where you got like 4 different lines and everything else, and you want to kind of pad the team going into the playoffs. And so I wouldn't be surprised if it was Hammers that reached out. And I also wouldn't be surprised if it was Resin reaching out as well. Because he wants to have the best possible option of winning. And why not? We can see right there that's $1,235 in the pot right now, the biggest prize pool ever for an ARMAJET tournament, available. And so why wouldn't you want to be a part of one of the best teams who has the best chance of winning some of that money? So
absolutely.
Go back to what you were saying before with the instability. I mean, if there was a situation where you didn't know if your clan was going to be together next week, what do? You take your stock is high, go cash it in.
Yeah, absolutely.
Very true. Very true.
Yeah,
I just like to know. Yeah.
If you looked at what Resin's net worth is, right? Like if Resin's net worth is like whatever you want to put a dollar figure, it's being a free agent and not knowing people are a free agent. I'm sure Night Raid, if you knew that Resin was looking, you may have approached him. I'm sure even Tex probably could have approached anyone if they knew that he was open for offers. They probably would have reached out. So this kind of leads me to believe that this was Hammers that kind of went up to him.
I'm sure. Well, we people come to us now, so we don't have to scout as much as we used to. Once we filled up THC, and I think once we built that talent pool, and then they started seeing what we do, they came out, and we pulled on Ghostface Killer, and we were just asking today on Night Raid, was it TB, the older clan you were talking about that kind of
TPG,
people up? TPG,
Proving Ground, yeah.
Okay, so yeah, that was an interesting thing because I don't want people to think that we're poaching or that if anybody comes to us, it's not because we're actively saying, hey, come on. That's not how we roll. If anybody approaches, I'm not going to turn them down. I just spent an hour last night getting rid of 300 friends on my friends list because I approved everybody. That's part of building the clan. But at this point, we just want to play and compete and enjoy the ride and not make any enemies. And that's why Nox's and Delic and Casey's unbanned. We were too small of a community to build division amongst ourselves. We just need to all
absolutely
be one happy dysfunctional family.
So how do you guys feel about poaching? Like, do you think it has a place in such a community that we have? Do you think it has a place in our community? Although it's getting very competitive. I mean, again, like we're getting ready to have the biggest tournament ever in ARMAJET in 3 weeks? Like, do you think it has a place in this community? Yes, no, maybe so.
I think it'll happen. I mean, would I do it? No. Would I want somebody to do it to me? No. but that's personally how I feel. There's other people that feel different, and to each his own. But again, I wouldn't actively go ask a very good player to leave their team just for the purpose of building a dream team.
No, so I mean, here's my take on it, right? So if I know that you're playing for a competitive team that is playing in tournaments and such, or has plans on playing in a tournament, like I will not touch your team. But if they're part of a clan like that is like one of those newer clans that are at like 2,000 valor or 1,000 valor or whatever, and I see the potential, I'm gonna go talk to them and say, hey, are you playing for a competitive team? And if they say no, then that's when the conversation happens. If they say yes, I'm gonna say, oh, that's awesome, man. Hopefully you guys join the battle gem, blah blah blah. And I've had these conversations with many people. But as far as poaching goes, from a competitive team, that's not the way I roll. I don't think that's the respectful way to go about it. But I mean, again, to each their own. Everybody has their own opinions about it, and I mean, it is what it is, right? So
poaching happens in all teams in all esports. It is what it is, right? The only difference here is that ARMAJET people, at least no one in our group anyway, is getting paid to play for our team. Unlike those Counter-Strike teams and Valorant teams where they have like massive sponsors and all this other fun stuff. So poaching doesn't necessarily come at a major cost at this point in time. It will, if this esports gets off the ground and becomes pretty major. You will see that like there's going to be contracts involved and money involved in those contracts, and that's a bigger high stakes game where now you can involve things legally, right?
Well, yeah. I mean, you can't poach at that point. You can't poach because they're under contract.
Yeah. So it's going to happen. For someone to leave their team, that one, like Resin was the guy running it, right? For him to leave, there had to have been for him to be like, man, either he just didn't want to put in the effort or the work into it that's required and let someone else run with it so he can just be a player. I think that's probably the thing behind it. But
you don't think it was some money?
If Hammers threw out some incentives out there, like we can get you on a Trovo, blah blah blah, or you can have a free jersey, you can have a free massage, I don't know, something under the table, I don't know.
No, I mean I'm just talking about the prize. I'm just talking about the prize pool money. Because I mean, wouldn't you say he has a better chance of winning with Hammer's roster than the Terminus roster?
Very likely, obviously, but right. What is going to be his percentage of cut because he's just showing up now? Is that going to have a factor? So what? You show up for?
I'm leaving.
Oh, okay.
I'll be back.
All right, bye.
Bye.
White just shows up saying she's leaving. I don't know where the hell she's going.
I'm going to the store.
Okay.
Girls night out, duh.
So until 11.
All right.
And I'm the ding dong that doesn't have an anniversary card.
All right, bye. Our 6th year wedding anniversary is tomorrow, and
nice. Congrats.
Yeah,
congrats.
Thank you. And I hadn't gotten anything for her, and we talked about like, are we getting each other something? No. We're totally like nonchalant about it. And it's the 6th year. It's not as important as 5. 5 is more important. No. Let me finish the story. So I'm like,
no. The story is finished.
No, it's not. Where do you think she's going right now? Because earlier today, I said I'm gonna go out. And she's like, where are you going? Where are you going? I said, none of your business. She's like, no, I'll know where you're going. Because I'm like, I'm going to the pharmacy. I said, do you not want something for our anniversary tomorrow? She's like, oh, well, I haven't even got you a card yet. And I'm like, oh, okay, do you want me to, like, should I just go buy myself one while I'm out, or? Because my Father's Day gift, that's how that happened. I went and bought a new light for streaming. And she's like, oh, by the way, that's your Father's Day gift. I'm like,
Wait, is that your wife leaving right now for girls' night, or?
No, that's my wife leaving to go get me a card for tomorrow.
Yeah, I was like, if she's going out with the girls right now, you're getting chewed up.
Yeah,
Just
whatever.
destroyed.
Anyways, back to the topic, right?
Sorry for the
so
interruption.
Secret, Secret. I mean, what's your take?
Yeah, man, it's hard to say. I mean, I have a feeling that I think there was mutual interest on both sides. I mean, why wouldn't there be, right? I think both those guys are really good, and there's just a lot that can happen. But at the same time, it's kind of hard to. This is all going to be speculation because we don't know really what happened behind the scenes or all that stuff. I mean, I think no matter whether Skyrose and Hammers didn't like each other, I think they had respect for each other, and I think that's what kind of matters, and that's what I think this could have started from. But yeah, I mean, to kind of bring it up, I think Resident has I think those guys have a better chance of winning with, let's say, an already set up Hammers team than they do with anybody else. So it'll be interesting to see how it all works and how it all plays out. But yeah, if I have to put my money on it, I would say Hammers organization might have reached out, and it's weird for me to believe that they would do something like that. But it wouldn't surprise me. Yeah, that's my vote.
Okay. So next topic, right? So next topic was talking about the final seed for the eighth seed for in the Battle Gym series to qualify for the Invitational. We talked about there's 4 teams right now currently fighting for that last spot. Those teams would be Apex, Firetail Inferno, THC, and XOZ. And I think 4 points divides those 4 teams. And with that said, what team do you think is going to be the odd man out of the 4? And let's start with our guest first.
Yeah, okay. I'll let it go because I've got some things on this.
Oh, then okay, yeah.
No, let Tex go
first then.
No, let's let Tex go because I'm actually looking at it right now, and I'll let him go first.
Oh, that's nice.
I'm looking at the rosters, kind of looking at it. I mean, between Apex, Ox, Inferno, and THC, I think we are definitely the underdog. But I don't get me wrong. I believe we're gonna bad news bears the shit out of them, and we're gonna try to take it. But like I said, I think we have the longest road to hoe here to try and get that spot. Probably Inferno with the talent that they have on there. I think they're probably the most likely to take it. It's a toss up between them and Apex. I think if Nox has made the roster on Ox, that would definitely put them in the discussion. But
So you got to think, right? You got to think XOZ Noxus cannot play this coming Battle Gym because he's still banned. Yeah.
So that's what I'm saying. It really, I think it's the hard money is going to be on Inferno and Apex. As far as Vegas style bet, Inferno would probably be the name that I get in there with the Vegas money, but that's just me.
Well, I'm saying so 3 of the 4 teams will make it. What's the 4th team that's not going to be making it? Who's the odd man out?
I would say that's going to be Ox.
XOZ? Oh. What do you think, Woody? I know you said you have a lot to say about it.
I do have a lot to say about it because you now have 2 teams that are taking up the top 8 seeds that are no longer going to be playing in the Invitational. You have Terminus that's out unless they're
Terminus not out. Like I said, they qualified and they already registered for Part 9.
Did they? I must have missed that because I was
They're in there.
Okay, well then I'll shut the hell up then, because I was pretty sure that they were not playing, but oh, there it is, Bambi.
They're in there.
Wow. Okay. All right. So then there is only one extra spot. So that totally blew everything I was going to say out of the water. So okay, if Terminus is still rocking and rolling, then man, who do I like better?
And you got to think, Terminus is a guarantee at this point, pretty much.
Yeah, no, they are. There's no way
Yeah.
you can. They're at 50 points right now. There's no way.
Right. Yeah.
You know, Icons have
Even
pretty
if
well
I think even if
solidified
they
their
sit
spot.
out, yeah, I think even if they sat out this TBG, they would still qualify.
They would be missing out if they got knocked out in the second round, a minimum of around 10 points or so. So yeah,
Right.
they would. That would be to 45. Yeah, they would still be sitting somewhat pretty. They'd be obviously in the bottom half for sure.
But yes.
Who? I think XOZ is going to be in a lot of trouble. I think they're going to, because of Noxus's ban, I don't think they're going to make it out of the second round this time unless they land someone who is newer to the team, newer to ARMAJET. I think THC at this point would have a better chance of knocking them out without Noxus. So, you know, Apex did knock them out, but it was like by the skin of their teeth. But if depending on how the chips fall for XOZ, they could be knocked out first round and they're done, in my opinion. So you're going to see. So I agree with Texas on this one. I think XOZ is going to get knocked out. And I think that's going to allow THC to move into that 8th spot. I don't know if my brothers and they're already behind. And so even if Apex and THC both get into the second round, THC is still a higher points than them by 1. So they will automatically take the 8th spot. THC will take the 8th spot.
It comes down to who we get matched up against. I mean,
absolutely.
All these teams that we listed get matched up against each other, and we pull, let's say THC pulls a bad seed, and we get put against one of the reigning champions. That puts us in a bad situation.
100%.
You know, it really comes down to that shuffle and that coin flip as far as who can win this, because it is so close.
Yeah. And that's super, like, that's kind of one of the most exciting things that's going on right now is because of this too. So I'm quite happy about it, to be honest.
What do you think, Secret?
Yeah, man. You know what's so funny, dude, is we're gonna look back. Because unfortunately, I'm gonna have to vote the same, and I think unfortunately we're gonna look back at Noxus getting himself banned. And I know here's what honestly made me so mad. I'm just gonna dive in this real quick. Is I think we talked about it. Noxus had a chance to kind of own his mistake again, and he just completely didn't, dude. And I've been like a big cheerleader of his, man. But at this point, it's kind of getting hard, man, because he's like pretty. The one thing I will tell you about Noxus is I appreciate he's consistent. The direction that he goes, bro. That bull don't move, man. So I appreciate that. But at that point, I wonder if we're gonna look back at that moment and be like, that's the moment that he shot himself in the foot. Because XOZ was always, to me at least, one of those teams, dude. They were like 1 or 2 pieces missing away. And who knows, man? Who's to say that Resident couldn't have gone to XOZ, right? If this whole situation didn't happen, and you know, and just completely changed the landscape of the games and all that. I think they have a pretty good players, but I feel like 1 or 2 pieces away from being like a real deal challenger for the throne. And I think that moment of him getting himself in the ban not only shot himself in the foot, but it's gonna be the reason why the team misses the tournament, dude. I think it's them.
All right, so my turn, right? So here I go, right? So THC again, I think they're definitely on the right track. They got a 1 point advantage over Apex currently sitting. So THC is sitting pretty, or not pretty, but they're sitting at 8th place. XOZ, I do understand they're mixing Noxes, but last week Kareem played with the Syndicates because again Noxus posted for like a whole week how XOZ is not participating in Part 8 or Part 9 because they're taking a stand, and you know how if anybody was Noxus's boy, they're not going to play. And then of course Noxus ate his own words and then registered the team, And by then, Kareem already committed and said, you know what, no matter what, I'm still going to stay with the team and play with you guys for this week, which shows a lot of character, right? Let's see. Fire to Inferno, again, I think they just have too good of a team to kind of miss out. I mean, you got Archer, you got Unreal, Zanzol. I mean, they have plethora of talent to where I think they're a seasoned team. I mean, the only reason they're in the position that they are is because they had a later start. I think they missed 1 week of points.
And they finished fourth in one of the battle gyms previously. So that
I think they finished twice. Yeah, that's twice.
Yeah, I think twice in fourth.
Right. So I think they're pretty safe, right? I think XOZ with playing Casey, Kareem, Agris, and Kirtik, I think they have a pretty solid squad. I do understand, like Apex. Yes, I am an owner. I am the CEO. I am the man that kind of puts teams together for Sweaty Synergy, and I love the roster. I just don't see the effort. I just don't see the effort. As much as I try to light a fire under their ass, I try to get them motivated. I try to do X, Y, and Z. I even brought in Seeker to try to put that team together. I still don't see that motivation. I don't see it. I don't see the desire to win. Like I do see, I see in THC, I see in Firetail. Like even I could even say for XOZ, because at least Cream is always playing. I see Casey's always playing. Like I see play when Nox is in some band, I always see him play. Like I see it. But for Apex, I don't see that. So my pick.
Do I got to? Do I got to stop casting and get into that team so that they can become winners again?
Yeah.
So my pick
OP.
for the team that's gonna be odd man out is gonna be Apex.
Wow. Wowie kazowie.
Tough love.
I mean, I'm just saying, like you want respect. What is my thing when I bring players in? Nothing is given, everything is earned. They haven't earned it.
Well, you got to put the time in, man. You really do.
And again, I think XOZ is going to be the odd man out. So why don't we put a poll up and see what people think? I think that would be fun.
Are we okay to do this?
Yeah. Why wouldn't it be okay to put people's poll about who they think the odd man out is?
It was just a joke.
I'm not up to date with Canadian humor. I'm sorry.
But yes,
It's too advanced.
You heard of Canada Dry, right?
Canada Dry, yeah. Oh. Why ask why? Drink Canada Dry.
Dang.
So
Sorry, Justin Trudeau's already drinking us dry. Thank you very much. I don't need your help.
So I just want to make sure we have the final tally. There was 3 for XOZ and then 1 for Apex, correct? I believe that was the total.
Yeah.
Okay, so XOZ, Apex, THC. Who else? I think there was 4.
Inferno.
But make sure you dictate it. So not Blevy, the other one, correct?
Inferno, yes. Inferno.
Okay, we'll make it a 3-minute poll starting now.
Right. All right. So, yeah, go ahead.
No. All right, poll's live.
Nice. So,
It
yeah,
should
definitely
be,
get your votes in.
Yeah.
I think it's gonna be a fun vote. And see who everybody thinks. Again, there's many different things. I mean, some people might think it's THC, and I mean, some people might think it might be Inferno for some reason. I don't know, but we'll see.
Well, I know you've been doing a community outreach to THC and helping them along. So, I definitely wouldn't want to count out THC because they're obviously doing the right things by reaching out to like. If you want to be the best, you have to surround yourself with the best, and asking for your help and is obviously a step in the right direction, because obviously of what we built so far. And so I think, you gotta reach out to those people, say, hey, how did you get to where you are? Can you help us, here and there, if you don't mind, if you got the cycles for it. And I think Texas, you guys are doing the right thing, and and bringing a night raid to just kind of help out and things of that nature. And I disagree with what the poll is kind of dipping to right now. And I'm sorry, Tex, but
like
hey, listen, and I would love to be in your position.
Because again, everybody, if you don't have faith in us, we have nothing to lose going into this.
100%. And I see, this is why I love underdogs, man. I'm totally rooting for you guys, because I want to see upsets. I want to see people be like, yeah, it's gonna be, THC is gonna be knocked out, blah blah blah. No, I want to see you guys be like, you know what, that's the fire you want. You want to prove people wrong 100%, and I can't wait to see it.
Yeah, Russian Emperor. I love it.
Yeah, I think and this is going out to anybody that's watching the stream. If you have a newer team or whatever, and you want to help getting it established, again, Sweaty Synergy loves to do community outreach for that, and we are more than welcome to help try to get your team established, or help your teams help strategize your team, or help you guys learn the basics of battle ball. Like we are more than welcome to help. Like when I'm available, I'll always help. If I'm not, I'll always find somebody from the organization that I feel confident in sending. So please do reach out to me. You can always DM me on Discord at Night Raid X81. I don't know what my numbers are, but you can always at me on our Discord, or at ARMAJET'S Discord, or TAC Discord, Bits Discord, who's ever Discord. I don't know. I'm usually there, but I'm more than willing to help. So we're just a couple clicks away.
Unreal just asked for help, please. So the poll's in, and like Warren said, all this poll is good for is motivating THC. And THC is the clear, based on our 10 viewers, of those, actually, I think we only had 6 people who voted. THC will be the odd man out. Apex had 2 votes and 1 for XOZ.
So I couldn't see the votes. Give me the numbers.
So of 6 people who actually put the the vote in, 3 chose THC, 2 chose Apex, 1 chose XOZ.
Yeah, it's not a big cross section, but still, that's fine.
No, it's not a lot of votes.
I want to be in, because not one of you guys said we were going to win last week. Guess who made it to the second round?
Ooh, I like those words. That Unreal he said, "Help me, please." Sir, I mean, I will be more than happy to help you with Valorant, since you are part of SSC in that aspect. But, you left us and ARMAJET and tough shit, tough luck. It's like, I'm just kidding. Unreal, your game doesn't need any help, sir. I think you are not, if you aren't already, a rising star in the game, and I mean, you have tremendous talent to where you know what you're doing. Oddfish, I think, is a great manager of the team. You guys have a wealth of talent around yourselves to help each other, and I see you guys always on, so I don't think you need my help personally. I think I'll just weigh you down
or change things so much so that it's not functioning right.
Yeah. So next segment of our show is, with our special guest, I always like to have this rapid fire questions. Again, Texas, I kind of went over it with you, the rules in terms of this portion of the segment. I'm going to ask you a series of questions, beginning with easier questions to get into more hot and sweaty topics. You are more than welcome to pass on any questions. But again, we do highly recommend that you do answer them, because we want to know, we like to get hot and sweaty in the sauna. So, So question one again. Is what is your favorite topping on your pizza?
I have to say bacon.
Bacon.
Yeah.
Ooh,
I'm a tried and true American. I want my meat with a side of meat with some meat sauce. Give me bacon.
nice. And pineapple or no pineapples on your pizza?
Pineapple is. I don't even know why you're asking me that question. I mean, if you have deep mental issues, if you choose to put pineapple on your pizza,
Yes.
Oh,
Smiley,
man.
someone who is on my level of thinking here. I definitely appreciate Texas's opinion about pineapple on pizza. What we talked about this prior to going live, and you said it's very un-American to put pineapple on pizza.
Right, it's a very Canadian thing to do.
No, Canadian pizza does. There's actually a pizza called Canadian, and it's pepper. Was it ham?
It's Canadian ham, significant.
Ham, mushrooms, and so, like I don't eat it because I don't like mushrooms, and I'm not going to put that shit on my pizza.
Oh, then you're no Canadian, then, are you?
I'm a Canadian, not a Cantadian, and I will not put mushrooms on my damn pizza.
Pineapple is so acidic that it actually eats you. So yeah, it's just not right.
So what's your favorite? What is your favorite meal or your favorite entree to eat?
I'm growing up in Texas. Definitely have a deep love for Mexican food, but I would say Thai food is probably my go-to. Pad Krapao, any day I could eat that.
Nice.
Gotta
And
be spicy.
favorite beverage.
That would be the Hemperor beer right there. That's the logo right there. It's a HPA, hemp IPA.
Oh, really?
Nice.
Yep.
I got to see if that's available in Canada. I could try that out.
It's available in normal grocery stores. New Belgium makes it, so it's
Okay, New Belgium. Yeah.
Yep.
Nice. And who is your favorite ARMAJET player?
Man, that's a tough one. I can't say you because then that's favoritism, even though you did help. I
It's
appreciate
Woody.
what you did.
No, you
I
can
would
say me. I will always take the props.
I would say probably favorite right now to watch and most feared. I would say probably Bleach. Bleach, I think, is somebody that every time I go against him, you have to plan for him. He changes the entire game. I mean, it's borderline hacker ability to get across the map and affect people the way he does. So, props to Bleach.
Okay. Who is the most trolling toxic person on ARMAJET right now?
I'm pretty sure that's obvious. I mean, I would have to say Knox is only given the current ban. Casey and him definitely have a tight knit group where they feed off each other a little bit. But I mean, it's not an award you want to give to anybody, and I can't say that I know Knox too well. I've always kind of just kept my distance from all of that. But from what I've seen, what I experienced, to what happened to some of my membership, the messages and everything, it would have to be Knox.
Not Mijas, because Mijas is definitely getting up there.
He's trying. Don't get me wrong. I mean, he talks material.
I have no clue who this guy is. He showed up on our Discord and Night Raid immediately gave him a warning. I'm like, whoa, like what has this guy done? I don't think I've ever seen him around, to be honest.
Yeah, you need to go check on the ARMAJET Discord.
I'm okay.
Toxic. I mean, all I gotta say is I don't know if Daddy touching him in no spot. All about making everybody else's life hell, and it's a sad day.
Somebody's dad didn't love them. That's the problem.
So who's the most underrated player in your eyes?
Most underrated. I think there's a lot of them on THC Clan. To be honest, probably Joe Mama would come to mind, and Day Day. Both those two guys in our practices and what I see what they do in pubs, people are going to start having to plan around them.
Both former Sweaty Synergy members.
Yep.
Who is who is the most overrated player in ARMAJET currently?
It's tough again because I don't have a book of notes on players. Man, I have to think. You know what? I'm gonna make him mad just to pick on him, Casey.
Casey.
He's gonna go 1v1 me, bro.
1v1 me, bro. That's the same answer to everything, isn't it? And then when he loses, it's my lag. There was lag.
I'm just gonna say that just so he'll murder the chat and give me. But love you guys.
Yeah. Warren is just lighting the chat on fire. Is Texas an Old Spice commercial? Because that's some swagger. Love it. Oh, Mijas makes it hard. Powerades comments. Mijas makes it hard to remain a dragon.
What?
Powerade. Powerade is actually someone I can't remember his actual in-game name, but he's I guess Mijas is a easy dragon.
Mijas is an easy dragon right now. Yes.
Yeah. So.
Oh, okay. That's why it says remain a dragon. Got it.
Yeah,
now
yeah,
I got it. Yeah. Who is in your eyes the best ARMAJET team currently?
I want to say, again, from my experience in playing, that would be the Sweaty Synergy with Pilot, Aimless Andy, who's the other two? Faye and
some jerk named
yourself, is it?
Night Raid.
Some jerks. Some jerk that always.
Some overrated player called Night Raid.
Yeah, those four, they are tough. I mean, they're consistently good. Every game, you got to bring it. If you don't, they're going to get you on your side, and they're going to force you in a position you don't want to be in, and they're going to keep the pressure on you. So I have to give it to them that it's frustrating to play them most of the time, but I welcome that challenge because, again, that's the only way we're going to get good is to continue to play people that are better than us.
No, and I agree because what really irks me is I remember when we were hungry and up and coming, and like I always wanted to play the best teams. Like I didn't care for the valor, I didn't care if we lost, but that's how you're gonna get the practice in. Like that's quality time for your team to get practice in.
That's why I like my boys, Rats. Let's play them again. Damn it, ready up.
Right.
That's amazing. Good for him.
But that's the attitude you want to have with players on your team to say, you know what, I don't care if we lose, but I want to see what they're doing to us, to where we feel ineffective against them, and how we can counter it to make ourselves better. And that's a great attitude to have. I think. Again, I think personally, you guys have a great group of guys. I remember when I was there for that to help you guys out for your community night. You guys had like 20 people on your Discord, like in voice chat, ready to go. Like that was like awesome. I mean, I thought that was phenomenal. Like you guys had 20 people on voice chat at the same time, wanting to learn. And again,
practice parties have taken off in the last Thursdays. In the last couple of weeks, we've tried to get more consistency with the clan and put on things. And now we got a little bit more ideas that you brought to the table that really got us excited. And we look forward to even planning more practices. So it's the synergy is there. Now it's just, like I said, a matter of putting in that time and getting that cohesiveness between us all.
Awesome.
Yeah, I was just trying to see if I can add your do an invite from your server out to people, because I think there might be some people who might be viewing that are unaware of your kind of like. Well, actually, let me ask you this: is your like Thursday practices, is this like kind of open to anyone who's on the server, or?
We had it open to everybody. Every once in a while, we'll do again, we had Night Raid as our special guest instructor last week, so we asked for the first time in our practices that, hey, we're going to be doing a little strategy. Let's just keep this with our members. But typically we open it to everybody. We look at this as a community thing. We're part of that community, and we want to grow the game just like everybody else. So the more the merrier, the better variety of people that we play against, we welcome that. So going forward, there will probably be a, practice party night where we ensure that it's open to everybody. And then maybe Tuesdays or something will be our members only, where we look to focus on our strategy and dial in our game.
Cool. That's awesome. So last question. Name one player that needs to quit ARMAJET right now, today, effectively, immediately.
I mean, that's rough. I don't know if there's anybody that really needs to quit. I just say anybody that's toxic and can't handle losing, and you know who you are if you're out there. If you got to cry and whine every time you get scored on, or every time anything doesn't go your way, or if you get cried because nobody passes you the ball, maybe you're not cut out for this. It's a team sport.
I think I know who you're talking about. No names? You sure you don't want to mention a name?
No names.
No.
You know who you are.
The funny part is I know exactly who you're talking about.
All right. Well,
Why didn't you pass me the ball?
Off chat, you're gonna have to, off stream, you have to let me know who this is, because I do not know who this could be. I probably do, but I'm just not quite getting it.
All right. Here's the hint for everybody, right? It's a person that has a clan named after himself.
Oh wow, it's Latoya Jackson mind reading that.
I told you. I knew exactly who you're talking about as soon as you said, "Pass me the ball." But thank you again for being a guest and going through these questions. It's definitely a fun time every time we go through these questions, because some of the answers are hysterical, and sometimes it gets really sweaty on the names that get brought up. So thank you again for answering every question except kind of the last one.
We're gonna do.
You end up rounding about telling people anyway, so.
Yeah, everybody knows who it is. So, long story short is we intend to open up the clan back up and make it public invite. We shut it down for a while again to the toxicity thing that we had going on. I think we're past that. We're one big happy family again, and I always had our Discord envisioned as a place where everybody could come. It's a place where you can come. We got a channel for talking smack. We got a general channel. It's just kind of hang out and have fun. We don't want to be that place where you feel like you're going to get banned for anything you say and everything you say, and you got to walk a fine line. We got 3 rules. Don't be toxic, have a good time, and represent your clan well, and we expect people to do that same when they come in.
Well, I just want to say, Texas, that I've kind of been peeking at your server for a while, and saw some of the toxicity, and I have to say, like, the fact that you stuck to your guns and in that decision of your vision and mission of what you wanted for this team, and having that safe space for people to come hang out and kind of be themselves, and joke around where joking around is needed, without being toxic and such like that, and the fact how you handled the issues with Casey and Noxus and Delike at the time, like I that speaks volumes, and I think in how you just who you are, and I thoroughly 100% appreciate that. I don't think being a Discord manager, being trying to please everyone and not piss people off and things like that, like you could have just said, hey guys, just calm it down, like, and continue to do that. But that's you gave them, like, I think 2 warnings and 3 strikes, you're out, gone, and you're tight knit with that instruction. So congratulations to you. It's huge, and I think we need more teams like that, more people like that in this community. So good on you.
All right, I definitely agree.
And we got a situation now where, like I said, I talked to every single one of those guys on DMs. I think we came to an agreement that, I think they also see the value in THC. They see the popularity. They see it as that place to go chill and have fun, and enjoy, the community that we've created. And I talked to Casey the other day. It's like the door swings one way now, bro. You come in here and you disrespect us, there's no coming back. So, enjoy it, embrace it, have fun with it. This is a place. This is the Disneyland of Armajet. Don't mess it up.
The Disneyland of Armajet. That's hilarious.
Awesome. All right, so at this time, we definitely like to give everybody a chance to kind of plug themselves and anything they want to say. As a thank you, we'd love for you to go first. If you'd like to plug yourself, you plug your Discord, plug whatever you want, sir.
I think I've kind of covered it. Where anybody wants to pop in, read our rules, read our situation. I intend to open up the clan after this and allow everybody to freely invite and come in and chill with us and party and have a good time, just like the rest of our clan does. And I want to give props to our teams at what used to be CBD. We reincorporated it all into THC to kind of have that unity and prevent people from thinking that there's a separation between CBD versus THC. We're all one clan. So I think unifying the names kind of also helped in letting everybody know that, we have 40 people that show up, almost anytime they're called. Props to everybody for making that vision come true and making me want to put in the work and making it the happy place that it is. I give props to the members for continuing to keep that vision and helping us accomplish our goals.
No, absolutely. And I want to, I do recall like a few members of Bit Odyssey or Bit used to be members of THC, and I remember
they're the European THC. Those guys,
yes.
I love them.
Yes,
So
I remember having a conversation, with them, and they're like, like it just, we had a conversation with Texas, and we explained to them it just the time zone difference really kills them, and like they, because I was talking to them, and I was like, hey, so I know that all of you guys, the founding members, except Axmos or Axmakos, I think was part of THC at one point.
No, actually, it was Axe's part of Olympus Jet was his original clan.
Right.
And then we had a couple of members, Red Heat, Collider, a few people that are out of the UK that, again, we had the difficulty of they were always on earlier than everybody else. They weren't really being able to hit our practice party as much. And, it got to the point they asked, hey, do you mind if we leave? Or, we're thinking about leaving. I said, look, go with Axe. You guys make a clan. I give you my blessing. I'm never going to have any hard feelings to anybody over there. We're going to love you, support you. We're going to scrim with you. And we're going to push each other to make each other better. And I think that's what we're doing going forward. So the best to all those guys at Bit and Olympus. And they know that we're rooting for them. And I think the same's true with those guys.
No, absolutely. All right, what you want to plug yourself?
With one finger or two, sir. Oh shit, that's not what we're talking about. All right, so so right below here you see at Woody _ TTV. That's my Twitter handle. It's W00DY _ TTV. That's where I throw all my Twitter stuff. You can hook me up check me out on Twitch. It's a Woody7 W00DY7. Likely going to be streaming after this. Probably, I don't know what I'm going to do. I've got this crazy ass friggin' new controller setup thing that I've been working with. Been playing Armajet on it and Valorant and trying to get used to it. It's an Azeron keypad, and I got a camera dedicated for it, so you can kind of see me dick around with it. So it's a lot of fun. But yeah, so check me out. And of course, one of the hosts for Battle Ball, TBG. Come hang out with me.
Absolutely.
And Sean.
That's the
And
scariest fleshlight I've ever seen.
Yeah, it's the curve that actually hits the the spot, if you know what I mean.
And you said they didn't get nothing for your anniversary.
Yeah, right. Well, I paid for it myself, so I guess. Oh, we just lost. Oh no, he's coming back.
Secret? No? Yes?
Yeah, we can't hear you, dude.
Yeah. He's saying his mic, his headphones is not
It's
working.
it's all that color on the side of the headphones. That RBG stuff is messing it up.
Yeah. So I'll go ahead. So again, you can follow me on Twitch or Twitter at NightRaidX81. I don't really stream much at all anymore. So follow me on Twitter. I post a lot of interesting topics about ARMAJET and stuff like that. Don't forget if you haven't already, don't forget to follow us on Twitch at SWEATYSYNERGY, at SWEATYSYNERGY, on our YouTube at SWEATYSYNERGY Esports. Don't forget to subscribe, like our videos. Turn on the notifications, because again, that's where we upload all of the podcasts, past Sauna podcasts, as well as the battle gems, any highlight videos, any type of content we'll always upload to our YouTube. You can follow us on Instagram at sweatysynergy.esports. And then, of course, the donations. We're going to run through the donations all the way through the end of the Invitational. Again, you could put $50, $5, $1, 50 cents, 1 cent. I don't care. Like, the 100% of that prize pool of donations is going to be dedicated to the prize pool. So that way the teams that are competing will be competing for something historic for ARMAJET. Not that it's not already historic, but we want to make this a bang. And remember, Woody said it, and I think 4 podcasts ago, he said that he will match, or he won't match it, but he said he will guarantee that he will make sure that it will be doubled next time, and he will make up the difference himself. Ooh. That is what he said. So let's raise the bar, guys. Let's raise the bar. You know what I mean? Let's raise the bar to like 1,500. That'll be 3 times as large as the previous high, and then we'll set it at 1,500 to where
I'm gonna start removing my donations now.
So that way, when Invitational 2 comes around, he has to make sure that number reaches 3,000, and if not, he's going to make up the difference. So come on, guys, we can all do it. $1 here, $1 there will definitely help. So and then Secret's back, so I'll let him go ahead and plug.
Yeah, my mic wasn't working for some reason. But yeah, thanks again, guys, for watching. Go ahead and follow me on Twitter, Twitch. It's all going to be the same. It's TTV Secret. It's TTV_. S the number 3, and then obviously just the rest of the words, Secret spelled out. Yeah, and go ahead and follow. Like I said, I'm starting to stream again, just getting some practice in for our big stream with EESL that I'm really excited about. Also, on a quick note, EESL, this is just like a preview, but next week they're actually going to start announcing that they're looking for clips, because they're actually going to be making ARMAJET the game of the week for them to recommend, which is really exciting. So we're looking for good quality clips of plays that's going to broadcast and show off what it means to play ARMAJET. So a little sneak peek for anybody listening in. If you want to contact me or let me know, like I said, I'll make sure those clips get in their hands, and yeah, it should be fun.
And absolutely, you can. And again, big shout out to our sponsor for Sweaty Synergy Esports. It is Epic Esports Live. You can find them on Twitter at Epic Esports Live, as well as on Twitch at Epic Esports Live. Again, they are a brand new company that's ready to pop out with a great mission and vision that they have, and I fully support them. So, I mean, I think I think this is going to be a phenomenal company that's going to be up and coming and will make a big impact on esports as a whole.
Oh yeah,
100%.
That's the plan.
So thank you again. Yeah, thank you all again for watching tonight. Hopefully everybody enjoyed the show. I love what we do here. I mean, today marks our 12th episode, so that is 3 full months that we've been doing. I mean,
woo!
Yes.
And
then
all you Americans, we really appreciate you taking your time out of your Independence Day for hanging out with us here. You know, whatever. It's a regular Sunday or Saturday for me.
So yes, and then next week we'll be back with another episode with the drawing for TBG Part 9, which is the season finale. I challenge everybody that's watching or to at least go tell somebody that they know or that they play with. Let's get this make this one, or go end the season with a bang. Like, let's
Absolutely.
get all 16 team slots filled. Like, I would love to see that. Like, I challenge everybody to at least tell one new person to sign up. And that way we can make this the biggest field that ARMAJET has ever seen with 16 teams.
Yeah, well, there's
So
people
yeah.
there's people that want to do it. I see 1, 2. I have 3 free agents sitting in the queue right now. That's almost a team by itself. So
Right.
Just
So
curious, we threw in some suggestions on the battle ball. We were talking about possibly maybe growing the player pool by giving everybody that enters up some type of reward gold paragon on a sliding scale on where you finish. Did that ever make it to devs or come up for discussion?
so so we'll talk about this off stream because I don't want to put the devs business out there and all this stuff.
Put anybody on the spot?
Well, I mean, that's not a position I want to put people in. So we'll talk this off stream. But yes, I mean, it has been looked at. It has been, it is in my forethought. But there's reasons why things haven't progressed. So, but yeah, we'll talk about it off stream. But thank you again, everybody, for watching. Hope you guys have a safe 4th of July. Remember, it's great to have fun and go meet your friends and socialize or whatnot. Make sure you do your social distancing and staying safe, and do not drink and drive, please.
100%. Please
Yes.
don't.
Yes. So thank you guys
you.
again for watching, and we'll see you guys next week.
Peace
See you
out.
guys.